What's up, guys? It's Ricky, back here for another video. Finally got around to doing another computer video here, and this one is going to be about graphics cards, so stick around. You know, something funny happened the other day. I was trying to start playing some games, and I was trying to do a couple things on my computer, and all of a sudden, my graphics card just decided to become unrecognized by my system. Have no idea why. But then I got to thinking, Ricky, you just ordered a new graphics card. Won't that fix the problem?
Alright guys, so the time finally has come to where I've gotten my NVIDIA GTX 1070 from EVGA here. It is the black edition there, that's why everything's painted black as you see, and it is also the super clocked edition. It has 1920 CUDA cores, a base clock of 1594 MHz, a boost clock of 1784 MHz, and it is two-way SLI ready. It also comes with 8 GB of GDDR5 memory, and it has a memory clock of 8,000 MHz actually. It is an awesome card, very efficient. It only takes one 8-pin power connector, as you can see right here. When my old card took an 8-pin and a 6-pin. It has 3 display ports, a 1 HDMI, and then your DVI out right there too. So you can do a multi-monitor setup. Only one caveat, does not have a backplate, as you can see right there. It was a blank PCB, but that's fine. For the price I got it at, I'm willing to sacrifice that a little bit. So with that, let's go ahead and get into some benchmarks. Alright guys, coming over here into Unigine Heaven 4.0, you can see that my average FPS for the whole entire run that I did, with everything turned up to ultra, running at 2560 by 1440, it's going to be at 53.1 frames per second. And if you check out my score there, it's actually 1337. So if you get the joke, my score basically is elite. So jumping over into 3D Mark, Fire Strike, and Time Spy right here, you can see when I get to the scores here that these synthetic benchmarks are very taxing on your GPU and your CPU. They are meant to stress it. So the scores and everything like that, they are compiled over a list of everybody that does test it, and you can check it online, which I did. I'll show you here in just a second. So don't get discouraged if you do run benchmarks like this with your system, because they are meant to stress your system. They are meant to tax your GPU and your CPU. So with my system, I was seeing a score of 5,380 in Time Spy, and then in Fire Strike Extreme I was seeing a score of 7,700, which looks like a legit score to me as far as the graphics score and the physics score. It looks like, compared to all the rest, it was right where it should be. Alright guys, jumping over to Grand Theft Auto 5, running again at 2560 by 1440. At Ultra, everything turned up to the max. You can see right here in all these sequences, it is just hovering right around 60 frames per second. Sometimes it'll dip down to maybe like 57, 55, but it's generally, like as you can see, it's generally sitting right at 60 frames a second. Like when you see fraps up in the top left corner, it's not even fluctuating as much as the actual game's FPS is here. It's still staying at 60 the whole time. The one that taxes the GPU the most usually, and the CPU, is this sequence right here with the airplane. When the jet starts flying, you'll see that it will dip down to like 54, but it just comes right back up to 60 again. So again, this card is doing a great job, and combined with the i7 6700K that I have in the system, it's just killing it. And right here you can see it, jet's doing fine as the jet moves around, still staying at 60 right here. Alright guys, and as we make our way to the car chase scene, you'll see still staying at 60. I believe something will dip right here as soon as this explosion happens.
Ricky, your sandwich is ready.
Yes!
Nothing like having a sandwich after a game session, am I right?
Perfect timing.
Alright guys, moving into Overwatch. Not as demanding of a title, but still a very popular game, so I figured I'd include it anyway. You can see the frame rate up there is just rock solid. It is usually staying above 100 frames a second the entire time, sometimes even going up to the 140s, and that's with the epic settings. So if you do have a 144 Hz monitor and you wanted to straight up stay at 144 Hz the entire time with this game, you could just turn it down to very high. Still, the game would look awesome. You'd still have great benefit from it, and you'd get that 144 hertz on your monitor. I only have a 60 hertz monitor, so I don't see any extra benefit from it. But even so, very smooth gameplay. I'm able to just get in here and wreck whenever I'm doing well, and I don't see any problems with it. And then moving on to Battlefield 1 here, you can see up in the left corner, frame rate is just straight up locked at 60, does not move one bit. I'm able to sit here and just make kills, nothing, no lag, nothing like that from the monitor or from my frame rate. Everything is rock solid. This game, I believe it does lock your FPS. I'm not sure if you can adjust that if you have a 144 hertz monitor, but again, I only have a 60 hertz monitor, so I don't see any benefit from doing that anyway, so there's no reason to do that. So yeah, you can see that guy just killed me. I just got revenge on him right there. But and then also in times like this where there's a lot of explosions, everything going on, huge warfare, still locked at 60, and everything is awesome. And the main question always with everybody's rig is, can it play Crysis? And yes, it can. This game is still very demanding on everybody's rig, but you can see in the rain scene that everybody benchmarks, it initially, it can go down to the high 30s there. With, again, everything is turned up, all MSAA and everything is turned up to the max. So it does go up to 60 in a lot of places, but you can see that it generally stays around the 45 to 60 range when things are going on the screen, and still very playable. Again, if you would just turn it down to maybe very high settings, you'd have a 60 frames per second gameplay, no problem. Alright guys, so we've learned that the NVIDIA GTX 1070 from EVGA here, the Black Edition, is a beast of a card at 1440p. If a bunch of you are playing at 1080p still, which I'm sure some of you are, this card is going to absolutely demolish every game you throw at it, and you'll be able to get up to that 144 hertz that some of you do like to play at for competitive gameplay. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up and give it a like. If you guys have any questions about the initial build, you can see it right up here in the top right corner right there. Make sure you click on that and go see my initial build. But until next time, guys, we'll see you later. Peace.